anytime I wear this, I just feel like this. Hey guys, it's Ifeyinwa and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. As you can see from the title of today's video, I am going to be filling you guys in on my autumn winter perfume collection. Yes, it is about that time. I made one for spring summer. I'm back with autumn winter. I love fragrance, okay? And you guys seem to really enjoy my last one, so you know that I am not the most technical reviewer. I'm going to talk about vibes. I'm going to give you the essence of every single fragrance that I have. And we will talk about notes and stuff like that later, because honestly, like, you can look that up by yourself. So if this is your first time here, my name is Ifeyinwa and I make videos all about fashion, beauty and lifestyle. I also upload weekly vlogs on Sundays. If at any point in time you are feeling the vibe, consider subscribing. I would love to have you here. And to all my returning subscribers, hey fam, welcome back. Let's get started. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I cannot count today. 9 fragrances to talk to you guys about. I wish it was 10. These are the sorts of things that bother me. I wish I had 10. The first one that caught my attention is this one. If you've known me for a very long time, this is the fragrance that you will associate with me. This is Armani Privé Rose d'Arabe. Look at this bottle. Can we get into it? This fragrance is a fragrance that I first had back when I was working as a magazine editor in Lagos, Nigeria. I think Armani Privé had just launched back then, and I think we were able to pick out our favorite fragrances. I think I might be making up this whole thing, but I don't think I am. Oh, okay. Rose, obviously. Okay, so think rose, think incense. I don't want to say oud. Oh gosh, this is like a grown and sexy rose. Okay, so think about a rose flower who went to Harvard Law School and now works in like suits. Okay, like, remember, what's her name, Jessica? Like the really sexy older woman that worked in suits. Like, I feel like this is what she would smell like boss bee but feminine. Don't mess with me, commands attention. Get this. I have loved this fragrance for over 8 years. That is a big deal. That is a very big deal. This for me is signature scent worthy. I will be always having this in my collection. Okay, let's look up notes. It says rose, duh, oud. So it was oud, patchouli, vanilla. I don't pick up on vanilla. Floral, woody, warm, spicy. So there we go. It says amber, which I think I get. Maybe not so much incense, maybe it is oud, but I love this. I just think that this is so heavy, but so sexy and seductive. And this is one of those fragrances that's not too common. Like, I watch so much fragrance videos and people don't talk about this very often. So if you want something a little bit different, Rose d'Arabe, you will not go wrong. And it lasts so long. Like, let me stop talking about it. Okay. Something that's very similar to that actually are 2 fragrances that I have to kind of talk about next up, because I honestly feel like if Penhaligons Cairo and Penhaligons Halfeti came together and had a baby, it would be Rose d'Arabe. Hear me out. Let's start off with Cairo. This is one of my newer additions to my collection. This is Penhaligons Cairo. I wanted this fragrance for such a long time. I'm so happy to finally have it. Oh, okay, so Cairo is more rosy than Rose d'Arabe. So the first thing I pick up on is the rose. It still has that same incensey, oudy, ambery vibe to it, but it's a bit of a heavier rose, okay? And this is just perfect for this time of year. I think anything that has an oudy, incensey, mysterious vibe to it, like if you guys know anything about the kind of fragrances I like, I don't like anything that's overly feminine or overly masculine. I love it when the two come together and just a little bit of the yin and yang. Like, you just need a bit of everything, okay? And this for me is very similar vibes to Rose d'Arabe, but a little bit sweeter. I wouldn't be surprised if this has vanilla. Should we check? Now that I think about it, when I think Cairo, obviously Egypt, I think incense, I think oud, I think sexy, I think African sun. You know what I mean? So it better have that kind of vibe. Okay, top notes are damask rose and saffron. Middle notes are vanilla, cypriol oil, 2 things I cannot pronounce. And then we have sandalwood, patchouli, and cedar. So according to them, no oud. If you say so. I get an oody, spicy, incensey vibe. Maybe I'm wrong. Clearly I'm wrong. If Rose de Rabe is like the older woman from Suits, this gives me Meghan Markle's character in Suits. So just like the sweeter, younger version of Rose de Rabe. So it's definitely not as heavy. Cairo to me is the kind of fragrance that transitions well from day to night, whereas Rose de Rabe is definitely nighttime, in my humble opinion. Do you need this if you have Rose de Rabe? You absolutely do not. They are quite similar. But if you're like me and you love a rose-based fragrance with an oody, spicy note to it, then yeah, you absolutely need it. And then like I mentioned, Penhaligons Halfeti. This I've had for 2 years. I actually had it engraved because they were doing free engraving at that time. This is hands down one of my favorite fragrances of all time. Halfeti, again, for me, is another signature worthy fragrance. And anytime I wear this, I just feel like this. Oh my God. I'm being really dramatic. I don't know why. I think because I've had 2 cups of coffee. This just hits different. Halfeti is the kind of fragrance that you can share with your man. Men can wear it, women can wear it. The first time I posted it, the number of men that responded to my story saying that this fragrance was for men, I found it very, very insulting. I don't think that any fragrance is for any particular gender. I think all fragrances can actually be unisex, but especially a fragrance like Halfeti. It's giving, I go skiing in the Swiss Alps, okay? It's giving cabin, log cabin, while I smoke a cigar and drink the most expensive wine on the menu. Like, Halfeti, Halfeti, Halfeti. How many times am I gonna say your name? Like, I love this stuff so much. It lasts forever. That's another thing I have to say. Like, all these 3 fragrances are beast mode fragrances. Spray them once and you will still smell it at the end of the day. Like, amazing. So it says woody, yes. Warm, spicy, aromatic, fresh, spicy, leather. Ooh, how did I forget to say leather? Leather for sure. Oud, powdery, rose, amber, and vanilla. So there you go. Clearly I like what I like. I'm just buying the same thing over and over. So it says the top notes are cypress leaf, saffron, cardamom, artemisia, bergamot, grapefruit, Bulgarian rose, nutmeg, and jasmine are the middle notes, and base notes are argowood, which is oud, leather, cedar, sandalwood, amber, tonka bean, vanilla, and musk. From Zara, I have a 10th one. What is wrong with me? I just want to say top 10 fragrances for autumn winter in the title. And I forgot to tell you guys about Ebony Wood. Yes, I have 10. Well, you look at God. I feel like I've just exposed a lot about my personality just now. Anyway, Ebony Wood by Zara. Ebony Wood by Zara, I think, had its moment for the first time a couple years ago when Kirah and Monique put the girls on. I'll have her channel link down below. Like, you have to know Kirah. I feel like Kirah is that girl, okay? And she was talking about Ebony Wood a couple years ago. I bought it. I didn't like it. I gave it away. More recently, I sprayed it in Zara. And I'm like, is there something wrong with you? How did you not like this? Oh, I don't know why I didn't like this initially. Like, sometimes I think there's something wrong with me. Obviously, it's giving wood. It's giving spicy. Like, around this time of year, I prefer heavier fragrances. Like, if I haven't already made that abundantly clear. I know I just said all fragrances are unisex, but Ebony Wood for me pulls more masculine. And I think that was why it was a bit much for me initially. Like, I cannot wear Ebony Wood on its own. For me, it gives straight up man, the kind of man that chops firewood, a manly man. So it's a bit much for me. I like the yin and the yang, like I mentioned earlier. You know where Ebony Wood shines for me? When you layer. Oh my gosh. Ebony Wood with something that's like super vanilla based would be a dream combination. There's so many vanilla fragrances that I think would work really well with this. The one coming straight to my mind is the one by, I need to put it up because I don't have it, but I'm going to get it. And I've actually heard that these 2 together are a dream team. So I'm going to buy that, which is actually my first honorable mention. It says warm, spicy, woody, soft, spicy. It's not giving me anything about notes. Oscillates between spice and wood, which is what I think I said. So it's very spicy, very woody. The second Zara fragrance I have, this is Vibrant Leather for Her by Zara. This is the fragrance that I reach for when I'm going to the gym. Say less, okay? It smells like leather, but it smells like leather that's been diluted, and I don't really like that. However, I think that if you're the kind of person that wants something light, like just for running errands, for days when you're staying at home, for days when you're going to the gym, you don't want to do too much. It's not everything that needs to be beast mode. Like, that's actually the truth. Some fragrances are nice to just be a bit lighter. Like, this gives me like an aquatic take on leather, which I am not mad at. Almost floral. I wouldn't be surprised if this had like a white floral in it. Let's see what the internet says. Oh my God, it says fruity. Fruity, patchouli, leather, wood, fresh, warm spice, sour, sweet, earthy. That's what they said, okay? I don't get that. Let's move on to the last Zara fragrance that I have, which is Rose Gourmand by Zara. This one I really, really like. I think once anything has rose in it, I'm going to just automatically like it. Sweet rose. That's the best way I can describe it. It's got like a candy element to it. I also like wearing this when I'm going to the gym, running errands, not doing too much, staying at home. Like, these Zara fragrances are both very light. They both give me aquatic vibes. And in all honesty, you cannot go wrong with Zara fragrances. They are such good value for money. Okay, so this one we actually have notes for. Top notes are rose, middle note is amber, base note is vanilla. It says powdery and floral, which I actually agree. It's definitely quite powdery. I hadn't picked up on the vanilla before, but maybe that's what makes it sweet. Oh yeah, the vanilla is quite strong. What's wrong with me? Yeah, this definitely smells like vanilla. So what kind of girl would wear this? If you were going on like a first date, and you wanted him to think that you smelled nice, but you didn't want it to be like, you know, oh, I'm doing too much. Like, if you want something that's quite safe that anybody would like, I think this would be a good option to go for, like on a coffee date, like a casual first date, like a coffee date, like a let's go for a walk kind of date. Like, this gives me those types of vibes. It's safe. It is rose vanilla. Like, who doesn't like rose and vanilla? It smells yummy, it's enticing, but it's not trying to do too much. If I had to recommend one fragrance out of all of the Zara ones that I have, it would absolutely be Rose Gourmand. I just think it is so beautifully done. It is not overly feminine. It is not overly childish. It is just the right amount of everything. And this is coming from someone who's not a really heavy gourmand type of person, but I really, really like this. While we're speaking about gourmand, let's talk about Angel Share. Angel Share by Killian. First of all, moment of silence for this bottle. This is one of my favorite bottles in my collection. I picked this up in the Killian store in Paris in January for my birthday. And I talk about this experience so much because it was honestly hands down one of my favorite luxury shopping experiences ever. The man that helped me pick this fragrance out is just such a gem. You know, when someone is just so patient, so knowledgeable. I honestly felt like I was doing a personal, private fragrance sampling class. It was beautiful. Angel Share, Angel Share, Angel Share. I walked into Killian not knowing what I wanted. I knew I wanted to smell Don't Be Shy because Rihanna wears it, and spoiler alert, I don't really like it. Angel Share is a fragrance that I don't actually know that I had heard of before I went into the store. I think I was attracted to the bottle, to be very honest with you. This is so unlike anything that I have in my collection. And sometimes I smell it and I'm surprised that I like it. I don't know if that makes sense because it is so different to everything that I own. Angel Share gives me whiskey, so apparently that's where the inspiration for the bottle comes from. I think there were 2 other fragrances in this line that all have different cognacs in it. So the first thing I smell is the whiskey. Then I smell apple, then I smell cinnamon, which is why this is perfect for this time of year. It literally smells like a crisp autumn day. It's cold outside, but it's sunny. The leaves are turning orange, and it's just like, honestly, like one of my favorite times of the year when it's still sunny, but you know, crisp and cool. It's just a really nice, cozy vibe, you know, like just before the weather gets miserable and depressing. Angel Share. Angel Share also gives me sexy nighttime. Like, this is the kind of fragrance that you're gonna pull out when he's already your man, right? And you're trying to intoxicate, you know? That's where the cognac comes in. That's where the liquor element comes in. That's where the, hey, I'm sweet and spicy apple cinnamon notes come in. And it is just, it is such a unique, strong fragrance. The one thing I will say about Angel Share is it has the potential to be too much. Like when I'm wearing this, I have to be very careful not to overspray because it is quite boozy and I don't want to smell like I have a problem. Woody is the first note. Warm, spicy, sweet, vanilla, cinnamon, ambery, and powdery. It says top notes cognac, middle notes are cinnamon, tonka bean, and oak, and the base notes are praline, vanilla, and sandalwood. I hadn't picked up on the nuttiness, but now that they mention it, yeah. This definitely smells like food, which is essentially what gourmand fragrances are. So if you don't like smelling like food, then give this one a miss. This smells like a boozy apple pie. That's the best way I can describe it. Okay, guys, we're coming to the end. I think I only have 3 more fragrances to talk to you guys about. Let's go to Twilly. When I first bought this fragrance, tell me why I said it was for spring, summer. I think sometimes I just confuse myself. Twilly is definitely giving autumn, winter. If you want to treat yourself to something from Hermes that's not going to be an arm and a leg, and you still want to get the Hermes shopping experience in the sense that you walk into a store, you walk out with an orange bag, get yourself Twilly. I just think this is such a nice, inoffensive fragrance. If I was going to buy a fragrance gift for someone for this time of year and I didn't really know what they liked, I would go with Twilly because I think Twilly is very inoffensive. It's also not super expensive, so it would be a good gift. And more than anything, you get an Hermes bag. Like, duh. This might be what I wear today, so I just think like when I don't know what to wear, I go for Twilly. And I think you need to have a fragrance like that in your collection. Twilly just makes me feel sophisticated. It makes me feel put together. It makes me feel like everything in life I'm in control of. And I think you need a fragrance like that. It works really well from day to night, which I also appreciate. And this is the kind of fragrance that you will get so much wear out of around this time of year because it has this like powdery, gingery, spicy, I don't want to say floral, but I think I want to say floral. Like Twilly is just such a hard fragrance to describe. Like anytime someone asks me, what does Twilly smell like? I honestly am always struggling to explain it, which makes it really hard to do videos like this. Oh my God, I got it right, Ginger orange. I forgot the orange. So that yeah, I could definitely smell the orange. It says top notes are ginger, bitter orange, and bergamot. Middle notes are tuberose. Oh my God, tuberose is one of my favorite floral notes. Orange blossom and jasmine, and base notes are sandalwood and vanilla. It's giving white floral, it's giving citrus, it's giving spicy, woody. I think I said powdery. Apparently it has some vanilla in it. I can't pick up on that. Fresh? Yes, I would say. So it's fresh, floral, spicy. It is such a beautiful fragrance, guys. Let's talk about Replica's Jazz Club. Listen to this description. Heady cocktails and cigars. Say less. One thing about me, like I love this Replica range because I just love the fact that they're all based off of memories. I ended up getting the super small size of this because I wasn't sure if I was really going to like it, to cut a long story short. And I kind of regret buying this small size because I actually really like it. And I also want to get by the fireplace. And because of my regret for the fact that I bought this size, I am not allowing myself to buy by the fireplace in the small size. However, I will say there is a time and space for small perfume bottles that actually have a spray, because more times than not, when you have a small perfume bottle, it has like an annoying roller thing, and I hate that. The best way to describe this is what they said. It's boozy, it's smoky, it is literally, imagine a jazz club, like, oh. These are the sorts of things that I really like about this time of year because I like cozy things, even though I complain a lot about being cold. I like cozy things. I like being in environments where the music's low, you can still talk. I don't smoke cigars, but you know, I can imagine the vibe of what a jazz club where people smoke cigars would be like, and I think that I would really like it, okay? Jazz club, I think, is very popular for a reason. It lives up to the hype. It is very different. This is something that I think is really lovely on women because it is not expected as much on women. It definitely gives the vibes of like, oh, I borrowed my man's perfume, but it smells better on me anyway. Like that's what Jazz Club is giving. Absolutely worth the price. As far as fragrances go, it's actually very affordable. I will say though, it's not very long lasting, which is why I don't really regret buying this size, because it's the kind of thing where like I can put this in my bag and top up throughout the day and be on my way. I don't know why my replica fragrances don't last very long. Like, that's the one thing I'll say is a little bit annoying about their fragrances. So I'm actually going to buy the same size and buy the fireplace now that I think about it. Tobacco, sweet rum, vanilla, woody, aromatic, soft, spicy, blah, blah, blah. Top notes are pink pepper, neroli, and lemon. Don't get any of that. Middle notes are rum, vetiver oil, clary, sage, which I do get. And base notes are tobacco, vanilla, and citrax. I don't know what any of that is, but this smells amazing. And then the last fragrance, Santal Blush by Tom Ford. One thing about Tom Ford, they know how to do it right. And while we're talking about Tom Ford, I need to write down another one that I have on my wish list for this time of year. Honestly, if anyone asks me what I want for my birthday this year, I'm just asking for fragrance. So if anyone's watching this video and they want to know what to get me, fragrance, please. And one that I really want to get this year is Tom Ford Soleil Neige. So good. It smells like ice, like a sunny, icy day. So nice. Anyway, back to Santal Blush. Santal Blush was one of my fragrances that I had watched a video like this, and the way she described it made me want to go smell it. And after I went to go smell it, I bought it immediately. Like, that is the power of a good perfume description. But I'm going to describe it to you how I would describe it. If I had a job interview and I wanted to land the job, this is what I would wear. Santal Blush gives you, of course, I can land the client. Of course, I deserve a promotion. Of course, I can negotiate a better deal with our suppliers. Like, this gives you First Lady vibes, Michelle Obama, okay? This is Oprah Winfrey in a bottle. Literally, I am every woman. It is giving, all of my outfits are your Pinterest inspiration, okay? It is giving... It is giving. I don't know how they've been able to evoke such an emotion in a fragrance that I can't even describe. It didn't always come in this bottle. It came in a bottle that was way more unisex, and I think now it's being branded more towards women, which I think is great, but I also think that men can wear this. When I'm going to work and I have a really important meeting, I'm honestly like, this is the first thing I gravitate towards. I think I remember the day when I was hosting that event. If you guys remember, I had planned this big event for my company, and this was the fragrance I gravitated towards. Like, any day I want to feel like professional and confident, this is what I gravitate towards. So let's see what the notes are. Woody, warm, spicy, powdery, fresh, spicy, musky, amber, cinnamon, oud, yellow floral, and aromatic. It says top notes, spices, cinnamon, caraway, fenugreek, carrot seeds. Middle notes are ylang ylang, which I definitely pick up on. Jasmine and rose. I actually do pick up on that, because it definitely has a very floral middle note for sure. Base notes are sandalwood, benzoin. Ooh, that makes sense because I like benzoin. Virginia, cedar, musk, and argarwood, which is oud. It is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. Like, this is a fragrance that I think is very slept on. I don't hear people talk about it very much. Okay, so I think I've already spoken about all of my honorable mentions throughout the course of this video. So the only one I haven't talked about yet is the Delina Exclusive. I've been talking about Delina and Delina Exclusive for months, okay? I know. I just need to pull the trigger and buy it. I've told myself that I have too many fragrances, and I don't think I do. So I think I'm just going to accept I like to collect fragrances and just close my eyes and buy them. That's pretty much the vibe right now. But other than that, you already know all the other ones that I have on my wish list. I also am considering, there's a really popular one by Jo Malone, the one that has myrrh in it. I'll put it up on the screen because the full name is not coming to me. But anyway, guys, that is it for this video. Let me know what your favorite fragrances are for autumn and winter. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what your favorite fragrances are for autumn and winter. Subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, and I'll catch you guys in my next one very soon. Stay blessed, stay safe, and take care. Bye.